And I started to play with it as about a plane being hijacked, a super. I talked to some people I knew in the Air Force about a super new plane that was being designed by the Air Force and was on its first test run. And all of a sudden, bad guys and dark forces decided to try and hijack the plane. And what I had in my story was the commander, who was an ex-Navy SEAL who took over security for the plane. What I decided what would happen to him was he would defeat the hijackers, and he worked together with the onboard artificial intelligence, the AI unit. And that all of a sudden, when I saw the two of them, when I started writing about the two of them combining their efforts to defeat the bad guys, and realized that the action and the main plot line that I was thinking about was dead by about page 50 of my story, I go, where do you go from there? And all of a sudden, I began to realize that the character of the artificial intelligence, in a way, was something the whole world was talking about. I started every day, I saw two things in the news while I was trying to write, and there are only two things people were talking about: Donald Trump or artificial intelligence. And there's starting to be stories about people being terrified of what artificial intelligence could do. A huge warning letters from scientists and business people all over the world, from every country, were writing massive letters about AI researchers and executives who were saying, if we don't watch out and start putting limitations on AI, they could threaten our world. Then it got even worse. So the Chinese became super developed in terms of artificial intelligence, and they put out a program called DeepSeek. And everybody started to talk about DeepSeek because it was faster, better, and cheaper. So all of a sudden, artificial intelligence was going to be much more massive and easily accessible to all kinds of forces around the world. And then the idea, it just hit me like a lightning bolt. And I basically wrote one phrase in my mind, and I wrote down, what if the most advanced AI unit ever created by science sees the deadliest warplane ever built by man, and then he threatens the entire world and the future of mankind? Black Sun, which is the title of my book. Black Sun is a non-stop, relentless action thriller, a page-turner that grips with icy fingers and doesn't let go. This is a white-knuckle ride into a hell that reveals the most important question of our time. Has man finally created the Frankenstein monster of his own undoing? And that idea, that concept, hit a chord with me. I decided that's what I wanted to write. I suddenly realized I had a character in the AI intelligence figure, the humanoid, who had an ambition, an emotion, a drive. When I was a kid growing up, monster movies were the state of the art. People were watching monster movies. It helped them escape the depression, it helped them escape all kinds of things. And one of the things that was fascinating was the character that Mary Shelley wrote in the 1890s. It was a character of Frankenstein. And Frankenstein became a movie in the 30s that seized the dreams of the world. And it became an iconic figure, a monster that could exercise so much power, so much lethality, so much control, that people were fascinated by it. But what made it fascinating was the monster had empathy. There were things about the character. It didn't just kill, it didn't just maim, it didn't just destroy. It also had an emotion and a feeling. It was seeking something, and it didn't even know what it was seeking. And because of that, that character of Frankenstein has been redone and redone and redone dozens, maybe hundreds of times, and film and other works of writing and other works of art. Frankenstein has lived for 90 years and has remained an important figure. Monsters that have a deeper character essence and empathy are very important and are unforgettable. The most successful of those horror thrillers were the ones where you had empathy for the character of the monster.